Hey there, tennis fans. I'm Grace Carter, and this is Tennis Now, presented by Tennis Express. Tennis Express, order today, and it ships today. Rod Laver, one of tennis's greatest legends. He's also one of the game's most devoted fans. The U.S. Open celebrated the 50th anniversary of Laver's classic 1969 Grand Slam season with a lunch honoring the Rocket. Asked about Nick Kyrgios' ongoing issues, Laver said he believes in Nick's game, and he offered 3 changes that Nick must make to save his career. Number 1, be more disciplined on and off the court. Number 2, stop being an entertainer and focus on competing. And number 3, stop being your own worst enemy. Laver calls the solution to Nick's struggles pretty obvious. He says if he got some discipline, then most things would come pretty simply. He went on to say that you don't interfere with your talent, and that seems to be what Nick is doing these days. Now, Rod Laver is the only champion man or woman to win the Grand Slam twice. He did it in 1962 as an amateur and again in 1969 as a pro, completing the feat at Forest Hills. The 11-time Grand Slam champ says that Kyrgios has the game to compete for majors if he cares enough to commit. He says he's got the best serve in the game. He knows how to win, but he has to apply himself, and that seems to be a problem for Kyrgios. Laver goes on to say that tennis is a mental game in a lot of ways, and Nick is simply letting too many things get into the game of tennis. So here's the question. Can Nick simplify things and make the most of his immense talent? Will he ever get the opportunity to do that? Speculation has swirled that Kyrgios would be suspended from the tour after he blasted the ATP as, quote, pretty corrupt, following his U.S. Open first-round win. Nick made that comment in response to a question about being hit with a $113,000 fine for his behavior in Cincinnati. The next day, Kyrgios tweeted a statement backtracking a bit, saying, "My point and intention was to address what I see as double standards rather than corruption." Now, as we tape today's news, the ATP said it will make a determination on whether Kyrgios' comments warrant any disciplinary action. While a lot of people have said that Nick needs a real coach to maximize his ability, Rod Laver doesn't necessarily agree with that. The Rocket says that any significant change actually has to come from Nick himself, not a coach. After his U.S. Open loss to Andrei Rublev, Nick was asked what exactly he has to do to get the most out of his game, and he told the media, "I don't know. You guys are the experts. You tell me." Well, maybe a good place to start would be listening to Rod Laver's advice. What do you think? Let us know what you think about Nick, his game, and his mentality. That's a wrap for this time, everybody. I'm Grace Carter. We'll see you next time here on Tennis Now.